okay, it's a burlesque club. Okay, fine, I'll buy that. Like, there are burlesque clubs. Okay, now it's a burlesque club and they sing. It's like lip syncing to old timey songs and sexy dancing. Okay, I'll buy that. Then Christina Aguilera can sing. Oh shit. So now all of the burlesque routines are hip-hop dance numbers.
Yes.
That's what makes me crazy. It stops even approximating burlesque or like 20s or 30s. Like some of the style is still there, but they're literally now just deeply choreographed hip-hop dance routines and songs.
And the bad guy in the movie who's been trying to buy the club the entire time, who's dating Kristen Bell, he, like, you know, starts to take Christina Aguilera under his arm, and then, like, she's over his house and just sees the evil plans to take over the club, like, just out on, like, not even out on the table, just prominently displayed, like, here are the evil plans. And she's like, oh, those are the evil plans? He's like, yeah, big deal, kid, grow up. Oh,
it's
and then she's like, it's all business.
And what is he? What does he do? Just
he has a black card.
He's a businessman.
He has a black card, that's all I know.
He's a real estate guy.
magnate.
So my favorite moment of that is like, we gotta step by this party real quick.
Yeah.
Get to the party. Hey, great party, guy. Wait, this is your party? Yeah, this is my party. Let's go outside. Yeah. But like the idea that this guy wasn't at his own party at all, and then goes back and picks her up.
So he could be at the burlesque club. Well, where he wants to be
every night.
The most successful man in Hollywood loves hanging out at burlesque.
By the way, if you watch the scene with him in the audience, it's the same woman sitting next to him. They clearly had him for like a half an hour to shoot all of the crowd reactions over like a 2-week period, and it's always the same woman sitting next to him.
Does anyone have? We talked about Peter Gallagher as a favorite character. Any other?
I have another character who I actually didn't got the Natalie.
Natalie, the pregnant girl?
No, his fiance.
Oh yeah.
Who he drops halfway through the movie.
The love interest, Jack. The love interest.
Yes. Jack. I'm sorry. Jack has a fiance when Christina Aguilera moves in. That's why she sleeps on the couch at first. But there's some sexual tension between the two of them. And then halfway through the movie, we see him on the phone with her, and then Stanley Tucci says to him, "What's the line?" He says to him, Paul. He's like, "Oh, she probably is only talking about herself now."
She's like, "Oh, what are you guys talking about? Her and a little bit of her and what's that? Some more of her."
It's like, wait a second, when did this woman become a bitch? She's working.
Her play got extended.
I'll tell you what.
A songwriter who never.
I didn't like Natalie. Well, I didn't like her because she was getting in the way of Allie and Jack's love.
Well,
she didn't get him.
Also, they kind of broke up on the phone, or you were led to believe that, and then again, when Christina, like, they have an elaborate love scene that looks like you're, again, progressing over weeks or months or whatever. And it's just really that night.
One night.
And the next morning.
I don't understand, I was going to say, I don't understand time.
Time is a mystery.
It literally feels as though this movie exists in a world in which some people are, like, on the 24-hour clock, and some people, like, a day is a week of time, of what we believe to be time.
Stanley Tucci will literally move from one part of the bar to the next, but you don't ever see him move. It's like he's at the bar going, "Honey, get this drink," and then he'll be backstage with, "Put this on." Like, are there two Stanley Tucci's? There might be.
That, by the way, would be a great third act reveal for this movie. Is that Stanley Tucci has a twin brother who's been in the movie the whole time.
And they both fucked that wedding DJ.
Oh, that was unacceptable.
The wedding
that
DJ.
was unacceptable.
Who they realized that might have had something real there. Maybe it's time for Stanley to stop.
Why would we spend that? That was like the most lovingly shot scene. They were lingering on his reaction in that bed for like a minute of screen time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, why are we watching this right now?
Stanley Tucci getting it on. Jason, my favorite line, this is actually in that scene where Cher puts the makeup on Christina Aguilera. This is my favorite line of the movie. Putting on makeup is like painting, but instead of a canvas, you do it on your face.
That is an amazing line.
That is an amazing line. Yeah. Putting on makeup is like a painting, but instead of a canvas, you put it on your face.
There's shit in this movie that is like Cher is the proprietor of this place. She's also its head seamstress for some reason.
Yes. Oh yeah, she sews everything.
She sews all the costumes for some reason.
And what does Stanley Tucci do?
Tucci is like responsible for costuming, but I don't think he's got a good sewing hand.
Oh, wow. These are really.
So my favorite scene in the movie is when she's like Cher has had like a real rough night of it. Yeah. Like she's losing the club. Tooch is giving her an armful of clothes to sew up.
The Tooch is loose.
The Tooch is loose.
And she's carrying a big bottle of Patron.
Yep. Yeah. Tooch, there it is. and she's walking out for the night to go home, and the DJ's like, "Hey, Tess, I got that song for tomorrow night you wanted." And she's like, "What? Oh, okay, let's put it up." And then we just have, and it's an excuse for Cher to literally have a solo song that she just sings in a darkened theater that is, first of all, horrible.
Yeah.
And that I assumed was setting up like some sort of final concert where she and Christina Aguilera. No, it is unrelated to anything else in the movie.
They clearly wrote that song for her to sing, and then they were like, we can't have her sing this song on stage because that has nothing to do with burlesque.
Yes.
Well, but meanwhile, they have 4 songs in the movie, all titled burlesque. They're all variations on the title burlesque. It's like, this is how you burlesque.
How do you burlesque?
How do you burlesque? No one knows what even burlesque is.
Also, during that Cher solo, they cut back to that DJ about 10 times.
Yeah.
He's our way in. June, he's our way in.
Yeah. He's
us.
our window character.
He's us.
Oh my god. I also didn't understand why there was a band on the stage, but yet they played everything off of CDs.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways this club could have saved money. They were going, no wonder they were going bankrupt.
Because they are employing like a 9-piece band.
Yes.
But primarily using a DJ.
Yes.
2 customers.
And then at one point, Cher says to the band, "Do you guys know all the songs? Because clearly you don't play them."
They were not playing them.
And they go, "Oh yeah, we do." And because that's the thing is, in the movie, the great like moment of the movie is that she's lip syncing, Christina Aguilera and 2 other girls are lip syncing, and Kristen Bell decides to unplug the audio track so that it makes Christina Aguilera look bad. But instead, it is the impetus for Christina Aguilera to open her stupid mouth and sing amazingly. At which point, everybody in the club jizzes their pants, right? And that starts the rest of the movie. But then the band is just literally sitting there, and then they're like, "Oh wait a minute, we've got instruments." So they start playing along with her, and I was like, "What the fuck are these guys doing the whole time?"
Well, here's what I think they're doing. I think they're there to accompany Alan Cummings during his solo
Does Alan
act. I think that probably happens every night.
Alan Cummings' act, which involves him putting his nose in a woman's vagina and going, "Ooh, pee you."
Yeah.
That was that, and then somebody does a spit take, and the audience was like, "Whoa, I've never seen." Of course, women's vaginas are stinky, and that was like that's this huge piece. But also, Alan Cummings, who performs in the show, also is the ticket taker.
Apparently.
Everybody's wearing a lot of different hats in this club.
Can I ask you guys a question? How did you feel about the chemistry between Christina Aguilera and the guy with the small shoulders?
and the eyeliner.
The eyeliner, the small shoulders, and the arms.
Well, I said it before. It was
hot.
disgusting.
It was hot.
It was disgusting to me.
Really?
Yes, I feel like I'm, like any recovering Irish Catholic, I want to see a good sex scene. That was the most upsetting, uncomfortable, offensive. It was just terrible.
They had no chemistry. Like their chemistry was all like other characters being like, "Oh, you like her? She's so," like, there wasn't anything between them that I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait until these two fucking bone."
Yeah.
I could not care less.
Well, how about the scene where he gets really mad at her, or she gets really mad at him, and she breaks the lamp?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a very intense scene because their passion reached an all-time high. I also don't like why Christina Aguilera was so offended that he asked her to leave the house while he broke up with his fiancée. She's like, "You asked me to leave the house." It's like, yeah, well, this is fiancé. Give the man a second to break off his
To Christina Aguilera, right?
Jason, come down.
Right?
Jason.
Did he?
No, I don't think he did. I think the girl. She goes, "You don't break up with me on the phone." That's what Natalie said.
Which
Natalie's
fair.
all like me.
Natalie's fair.
No, Natalie's no good. I am pitching a sequel to this movie that is this entire movie's told from the point of view of Natalie.
I would love that.
Natalie's trying to make some money. He's working as a bartender.
And a musician who never releases songs.
Yeah, I mean, Natalie's just doing Natalie.
So, June, you learned some life lessons in this, right? This movie?
Okay, yeah, I did. These are the main takeaways for me. Number 1, don't ever buy a man footed pajamas, even as a joke, because he may wear them at some point. Number 2, if you have to choose between showing your tatties at a strip club or dancing in a burlesque club, show your tatties, because that's just smart.
This movie
financial
would have been
decision.
10,000 times better if I'd seen Christina Aguilera.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I don't know. Her boobs are so fake. It's crazy.
Are they?
No, I actually think they're real. I think those are like milky,
I
like
think she's got-
child
yeah.
breast,
Milky child breast.
breastfeeding
Yeah,
boobs.
no.
Like I think those
Sopping,
are real.
Those
Sopping wet
breasts.
lactating
I've been monitoring Christina Aguilera's breasts for.
You think they're fake?
Look at Genie in a bottle, and then look 3 years, not even the next video, and then look a year later, and she's all of a sudden got big bazumbas.
Okay.
They didn't just. Oh, yeah.
Here's number 3 because I think this is actually the most important one. Buy the space above your house.
Get airspace.
Have to
Air
get
rights.
Air rights. Air rights.
immediately.
That is like the financial like aha moment of this movie is that like she gets they sell the air rights above the club, and that way
Is that
they make
James
the money.
Brolin, by the way?
Yes.
Yes. In that one little scene.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one scene, and he apparently buys the club immediately, writes a check within seconds.
Yes.
Within seconds, and the club is
Well,
saved.
there's this contest going on. And it's just strange that there's nothing about her journey throughout the movie and what she's learned that has anything to do with how she saves the club. It's just happenstance.
No, because
No,
Cher
it's
basically
Simply
says
happenstance.
it always works out for Cher.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, it's really confusing that, I mean, burlesque seems to be a road to nowhere. I mean, the highest you can go in the career, like, you're only going to get a picture on the, calendar section of the LA Times. Like, that's the pinnacle. Are you going to go, like,
The thing
where
that
would
Cher
she go
says
from
to
there?
her, I think the thing that Cher says to her, the takeaway that I believe is like Cher's like, don't make the same mistakes I made. She says that to
Really?
Christina Aguilera. But here's the thing, I then believe that Christina Aguilera makes all the exact same choices that Cher made.
Yeah, there was no getting out. She wasn't going to go record an album or anything.
No.
She was going to perform burlesque.
Yes, there was nothing to make you believe that she is going to do anything other than be a burlesque dancer for the rest of her life, who does
And
not
end
do
up like
burlesque
Cher.
but a hip hop dance.
Which brings me to my thing that this movie does not take place in the world that we are familiar with. It takes place in an alternate reality. My number one reason for that is no cell phones. No one has cell phones in this movie. Whenever information needs to be delivered,
phone.
there's driving across town, there's home phones. No one uses a cell phone. We never see a cell phone with any of these people.
Or a computer, for that matter.
You're right. Yeah, it's because it's timeless.
Yeah.
It's timeless.
That I guess that this guy, I guess this is the other reason. We've covered this a little bit, but that burlesque is so popular that there is a club that can support a burlesque show 7 nights a week at $50 a ticket a night. And that to me is insane. I go against you. Men in full-length pajamas are sexy. That's something that I think.
Well, we've had this discussion before, and I guess we'll continue to.
Lovely.
And that every wealthy man dates the stars of a low-class burlesque theater. That's where they get their dates.
It was like, what was striptease is another point of reference for this movie too,
But strippers is different.
Exactly, and that's the thing is strippers, there's an element of strippers which is we're doing this, it's horrible or whatever, but we will triumph over this to ascend to a level that we want to be at, or to get to the place we want to be, and this appears to be that place.
Yeah, they've arrived. They've arrived.
Right?
What this movie was missing, though, was I think a big old drug sequence. I want to see Christina Aguilera addicted to something.
Yeah.
Even the person who's addicted, Kristen Bell, is she really that bad? She has a couple drinks. She's not just a little late to work.
Some pills pop out at the beginning from pocket.
But they never
Never
go
see him
back
again,
to
though.
those pills. They always say she's just drunk, and she's always doing shots of tequila.
It
to lip
seems
sync.
like Kristen Bell drank a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Just drank a little bit too
yeah,
much.
just a little bit.
She basically gets drunk enough to be kind of bitchy.
Yeah,
That's about it.
but on the
That's
level of bitchiness with